Hmm?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you guys
How are
doing?
you?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. So that's Alex. Ben, how you doing?
Well, I was going to say good, but I'm good.
Oh, that's good. And Cody. So
I'm
everybody
good.
knows who Cody is. Good. Well, I'm really happy to have you here. So, Alex,
Yes,
what is the
yes.
collectives in your words?
Well, the collective is an amalgamation of artists and individuals pretty much with the same goals, just trying to figure out who they are and give back to the community, make the world a better place.
And so how are they doing that?
Well, we value every individual that they have. Their individuality is what benefits society. And we've done a lot of stuff with the Beautiful Project. The Beautiful Project is pretty much what kicked it off. Mike Ciavata approached me last May to do this show at the Universalist Unitarian Church right down the road, and we got together, and it was all about sexuality, gender roles, equality. I speak about self empowerment and the power of your own mind and words and all that. And we had an awesome time, and the proceeds were donated to a Lady Gaga Foundation for the LGBTQ. And after that, Mike said, I want to take this on the road. And I said, let's start in our own backyard. So we've been doing beautiful project shows. We did one at Hackettstown High School in which we performed for over 1,200 kids. And after that, we did an outreach program where we returned a couple times a week to encourage the kids. We played music, just try to hang out and encourage them, to be themselves and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And we clean up the town and such, stuff like that, grow gardens, play at retirement homes and whatnot. We do what we can.
Well, that's a big thing. I mean, when you say you do what you can, you're touching a lot of areas, aren't you?
Yeah, well, we imagine that life kind of needs an overhaul, so to speak, and we're trying to be the change that we want to see in the world.
Right. And you're doing it in a positive way.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Ben, what do you have to add to that?
Um, let's see. That was a pretty good summary. I
Yeah,
gotta say,
really,
I'm very impressed. I'm like, what? I'll fill in the blanks. I don't think there's really any blanks. I mean, as Alex said, we went to the high school and we performed for the kids. And I mean, we have how long has it been since we were in high school? Like 6 years or something like that. Not even. So I was thinking about all the kids I went to school with, and I'm like, we're going to perform for these kids, and some of them will get it, some of them won't, and we'll do what we can. And I was surprised by the number of kids that were coming up to us afterwards and like hugging us and like crying because we actually, we hit a nerve, we struck a nerve with them, and it was as much as it broke my heart to see half these kids like upset. It's like it was good to know that someone finally reached out to them, someone listened, I guess, or spoke for them in this case.
So
It was just
is your message mostly about sexuality when you go into the schools?
No, just acceptance. At the school, we kind of did more of how do I say this? Like we talked about all sorts of. It was more along the lines of bullying, I guess, for the high school. We kind of that we're not an anti-bullying organization or anything, but at the high school, we were kind of. It was just preaching acceptance of everyone, like showing that because that's what the Beautiful Project is. The Beautiful Project is like
for everyone.
Yeah, equality for everyone. Doesn't matter what your gender, sexuality, race, color,
creed, religion. All
doesn't
that
matter.
Stuff,
It's like we're all, we were just preaching the fact that we're all the same because, bullying is a big factor nowadays. And I mean, around here, we lost someone last year. He took his own life and it affected the school greatly. And I mean, you could see that when we performed there. It was definitely a hot topic. And I mean,
Right. It's scary. It's scary.
Yeah. And I mean, in the next town over, there was like, I think there was like 3 in Mount Olive. Like there was like within a short amount of time, there were all these like kids, and it was just that's why we really wanted to go to school and talk to these kids. Like, hey, it's cool for who you are. Don't let anyone tell you any different. Like life is worth living.
Literally, that's exactly it.
So when they see you guys, they hear it coming from you, they feel what? Cody, what do you think these kids feel?
Well, the from my perspective, it's like they feel, not that we're sympathetic, but I mean, we've already walked through their shoes, you know what I mean? We've done what they're going through. And I mean, having someone talk to you and tell you that really everything's going to be okay, no matter how hard it seems, coming from someone who's already been there, really hits a lot closer to home than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the other thing is we try to give them tools. You know, it's easy to just tell people, you know, be happy because things are going to get better. But the thing is the only way it's going to get better is through you, is through your actions, is through your mind.
Right.
So we try to pretty much put their hands on the steering wheels of their own lives, essentially.
So tell me, well, I have so many questions. So my first question is, what are the tools?
The tools?
Yeah, what's the tool that you give them that you talked about, Alex? What's the tool?
We were doing a show at the high school, and this is a little story, and we were going to local businesses to collect some, like to help with the flyer costs and whatnot, you know, and we, you know, put their advertisements in the paper and whatnot. And we stopped off at a bakery in town in which the owners used to be the mayor of Hackettstown and whatnot. So we go in there, we tell them what we're about, you know, we're the collective and whatnot. This is what we're doing this show. And I'm ordering like a lot of pastries for myself and my friends. And the man who owns the store asked me, so what do you think the issue is? Why do you think the world is in such disarray and why people look at it so negatively and whatnot? And we said love. People don't love themselves and they don't love one another. So something that I really focus on is telling people that it's okay to love themselves, that they should love themselves, that that's completely acceptable, you know? And that comes a lot with acceptance, understanding. And we definitely say, you know, do what you love, do what makes you happy. You know, I tell them that I cuddle with 10 dogs a day. Just, you know. So
you're giving them permission to cuddle.
Cuddle, yeah. I mean, if that's what...
Hug your pets. Love your pets.
Yeah, you mean, like, I love my dog and whatnot, and I love animals. And also meditation, of course, like, that's very important. I forget who it was, but they said all of man's problems stem from their inability to be alone with themselves. So it's important to be able to be alone with yourself and to accept that fact and to embrace yourself, really.
So how old are you guys?
I just turned 22 on Friday.
Wow.
I just turned 25 on tax day.
Oh, my goodness. And you, Cody?
I'm 22 also.
I'm the old man of the group.
Wow. And are you all in the same age brackets, the rest of the group?
For the most part.
Yeah, more or less.
Well,
I think, what?
Teresa is 50, you know, and my mom is older, even though she looks 30. She's beautiful. I mean, yeah, it really does go across the entire age spectrum, essentially, of who's in the group, because, you know, we've got our age range, we've got some kids that are a little closer to 30, and then we've got people that are much older and experienced.
And then we have some high schoolers too, like some high schoolers are getting involved now.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is always good to get the next generation set.
Yeah.
So, and there's how many in the group?
About 40 or so.
Yeah.
40?
I mean, like, yeah,
40,
really, that, you know, are constantly there and whatnot. Yeah, there's an excellent picture of it.
That's us from we walked in the St. Patrick's Day parade, and as many of us came out as we could, because, you know, some of us had to work. But we all got out there, and that's a good portion of our group. That's especially the main people.
Yeah.
And how does somebody get involved with you if they want to? Do they have to be doing something special or what?
You can just contact us basically through Facebook or the main website. Like, there's contact information. Like, if you want to get involved, just contact us through the internet and be like, you know, hey, I want to help. What can I do? And I mean, we'll start,
we
we'll talk it out.
we always say that people's participation depends on them. If they want to get involved, then they'll put in the effort. And
so you do you accept everybody that comes to you?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
say so.
I mean, we haven't found anyone who were like, leave us alone. You know what I mean?
We haven't had anyone we pushed away.
Yeah,
I mean, we've been
exactly.
together, what, a year now? So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We also do like meet and greets every once in a while. When's the next one? The next one is what?
This Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Sunday at the Field of Dreams, and it's in Independence, right?
Yeah.
Independence, New Jersey.
Mhm.
Field of Dreams, starting at 1:00. The collective is having a meet and greet, and we're going to be doing like art and playing music, and there's going to be food. We're going to give like demonstrations, so to speak. I know me and Ben and Cody are also been offered to speak just because of their individuality and stuff. It's very relatable.
I think we're going to be playing sports too, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to be playing Frisbee and badminton.
Oh, badminton.
Exactly.
So do you work a regular job too, some of you, and then you do this as a part-time thing, or do you get paid from doing this?
Yeah, this is what I do.
Say that again, Ben?
So I have 3 jobs and I still do this in my spare time.
How much spare time do you do this? How involved?
Well, I mean, the only definite is every Sunday for the meetings, but I mean, it all depends if we're having the Saturday morning, wake up early and clean up a certain spot, or if we have a performance like the Saturday or last Saturday, we have this new thing called storytellers, where it's like during a beautiful project performance, each person goes up and performs for 5 minutes, and they have 5-minute window, like tell your story and get a point across, I guess, but last Saturday we had a private show, or I don't want to say private show.
It was on Main Street of Hackettstown.
At health food stores. And one of our performers, Leon Agado, it was just 40 minutes of her. There was no one else. It was a spotlight on a spotlight show. So I keep calling it storytellers.
Well, it's called Soul Stories.
There we go. Thank you. But that's something else we're starting on. I mean, so of course, if you're performing, you have to practice, which a lot of us. She made a band out of other collective members, so it's like some of us were busy with that for the past how many weeks.
So you all don't always show up to everything, but a group of you are always there at something.
Yeah, exactly.
We always have support.
I mean, we're not very strict in the sense of like you have to come to every single thing. It's like as Alex said before, it's what you put in, and it's like if you can come to everything, awesome. If you can't, I mean, we understand you have a life. I mean, some of you, we have like adults in the that have families that are involved with us, so it's like, hey, I can't come out to my kid's dance recital. It's like, we understand, see you next week.
So Christine on the chat is saying that you also go around town and you clean stuff up and you put it in the garbage.
That's a Saturday morning thing.
That's a Saturday morning thing. So how do you feel about doing this, Cody?
What, like cleaning up?
No, how do you feel about being part of the collectives?
Oh, I mean, when the collective first started, I was immediately involved because it's just like, a group of friends looking to better yourself, to better the world. So, I mean, that's pretty much exactly what I was looking for, and I found it right in my doorstep.
And it manifested in his own way, right?
Yeah.
I just want to say that for me, like, I mean, Mike Ciavata and I really, like, schemed up the collective after the beautiful project, and we got all of my friends together in my backyard around a fire, because I've been thinking about something like this for a long time. Beforehand, the beautiful project really kicked it off, and then after that, it just started snowballing. So for me, the collective is a full-time job on top of me waking up at 6 o'clock every morning, and doing construction, masonry all day, So I'm always up and active.
So, Ben, I want to go and I want to find out. So, why did you get involved with them? What's your story?
I got involved. Well, actually, what happened was it was the first Beautiful Project performance at what was the church?
The Unitarian Universalist Fellowship.
There we go. What he said. But I just got a phone call because a bunch of my friends were performing, and I've been friends with Mike and Alex since their freshman year of high school. Actually, Mike, I think I met him when he was in 8th grade. That's how long it's been. But Yeah, we heard there was a performance, and I was in a band at the time. We were joking around like, "Hey, can we play?" There actually two people just dropped off. So yeah, and I mean, my the ukulele player and myself showed up, and we played one of our songs. It was a happy song about acceptance and being yourself. And from there, I mean, my old bandmate, he dug what we did, but he's never really around. So I was just like, can I still be involved? And like, I didn't even know what was happening. I got there and I heard all this, and I was like, this is what I've been. I don't want to say this is what I've been preaching, but it's like, it's something I believed in for a while, and it was like, oh, cool. And it just so happened to be my friends were involved already, so it felt even more like it felt welcoming just with what it stood for, and then my friends were involved. It was just like, wow, it was like completely open doors. It's awesome. Just all old friends.
I feel like you're all like reincarnated John Lennons or something.
I would like to think of myself as George Harrison, but thank you.
Okay, well, I mean, I really feel like that. I really feel like you're all reincarnated in speaking, the other day I put in a search into Twitter, free thinking. I just wanted to see what was coming up, like people that were thinking freely and stuff. I was horrified at what I saw people writing about free. It was so awful. It was
Really?
it was dirty. And I'm like, can you not pick anything anymore that is positive and happy and is really what it's supposed to mean, as opposed to just ripping in a new one? Do you know what I mean?
No, totally. I mean, I'm actually going to go home and do that. Like, I want to look that up on Twitter now, but that sounds horrifying in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, it was awful. I was just so. I mean, free thinking. I've been listening to Thomas Jefferson and all these people, and they're talking about the Enlightenment age, and somebody's calling us, and I was like, oh my God, it was awful. Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, man.
Hey, Kat.
Journal.
How you
I know how to. So, I want Ben to say that a shout out to Ben, and I want him to state how much of a magician he is. Look at.
Wait,
Ben.
I'm sorry, I can't hear what you're saying. Say it again.
Ben.
Ben. Yeah.
Did you bring any of your instruments with you?
No, I'm at Alex's house. I didn't bring an instrument with me. My acoustic has broken strings.
Okay, well, who has something for Ben to play?
I mean, there's a bunch of instruments in the other room.
I don't even know what I'm supposed to play, Carrie. What is this? I didn't know it was open mic night.
Yeah, well, Ben, didn't you say before you could sing us a couple of tunes or 8 tunes?
Yeah.
No, I was at my house before and I panicked trying to get the boxes. I didn't even think about it.
Can you improvise?
I mean, we could take this call to the Collegium, right?
Yes.
There's Wi-Fi there.
No, Ben, get the instrument and just start playing.
How do you want me to play, Carrie?
I do.
She does.
Well,
I do too.
Yeah.
All right, a little. You said you could play a little what? What did you say you'd play a little before? Oh, Neil Diamond. You told me Neil Diamond.
I was saying Neil Diamond. I didn't think I was going to take you seriously.
Oh, I take everything seriously. Ha ha.
Oh, my
Get him
God.
want to play live.
All right, let's hear a little Neil Diamond. Because I like him.
He's going to grab me a guitar. I'm not actually a singer. I'm a bass player.
Bass player.
I know, but, Alex could sing, he'll play.
Well, he's grabbing me a guitar, and then we'll see what happens.
All right. He's getting all right. So, so you go into the schools. How hard is it? While he's getting it for you, how hard is it to get into a school? Do they let you just come in?
How hard is it for us to get into a school?
Yeah, for the schools to let you come in. Do they just let you come in?
No, not at all. I mean, we met with the principal and student coordinators and whatnot multiple times before we even, before we got into Hackettstown High School, and we actually got into Warren County because the drama club there, or Warren County, I meant Warren Hills. Warren Hills has a drama club. They were doing Godspell. And the whole thing with Godspell is every parable starts with "there once was." So they had this library showcase called "There Once Was You," and they wanted us to come out there because it was about random acts of kindness. So pretty much just through word of mouth, that's how people are inviting us in. But I mean, anything's possible. You gotta ask.
Anything is possible.
Yeah, you gotta ask questions to get answers. So, we wanted to perform, and we found an outlet.
Mm-hmm. I'm so delighted that the schools are opening up to having you come in, because I know I've tried in the past to do different things in the schools with different projects, and I haven't been successful. So maybe I need to go in with a beard and a bandana and maybe some earrings in my nose. Maybe they'll let me in.
There you go. It's just, it's just the way you talk to people. You just.
I don't know. I've tried a lot of times. You've been a lot more successful than I have, so I take my hat off to you because I'm glad you're doing it. So anything I can do to help you down here. You want to go globally? Why don't you just come on down here, because we can sure use your help. I'm telling you.
Heck, that's the response we pretty much get with all the schools. It's like, wow, we could really use something like you guys.
Amazing.
I mean, from the schools, the schools that we've went to, we've got huge positive feedback every time. I mean, the disciplinarians at Hackettstown High School were like, we have never really had a presentation where all the kids were just paying attention. Like, all the kids were just focused on
my gosh.
what you guys were doing.
It's just honestly, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you, Carrie. Stay there. It's a beautiful thing. And thank you, Carrie, for introducing them to me, because I'm in love. All right, so you're going to play some music for us?
Ben's tuning up.
Okay. So, Alex.
Yes, miss.
What'd you call me?
Miss Carolyn?
So, like, when you look back on all the different things that you've done with the Beautiful Project and with the collective, what is a situation or an experience you had that has just, like, every time you think about it, you melt?
Something that I always melt about.
With any of the kids, any of the schools, any of the people on the street, anybody, your own parents, anybody.
Well, I mean, that situation at Harper's was insane, because when I gave him that answer, I was about to pay for all my pastries, and he just pushed the bag over to me and was like, "That's." He was like, you don't have to pay me anything. It's what you're doing is payment enough." And the wife was like, "And don't leave a tip, because we're not going to accept it." Like, they just would not take my money for the pastries. So that was an incredible moment. And I mean, at another show, I drove this man, Bob, home, and he was like in his 60s, and he had this like Special Olympics jacket on. But I drove him home, and he was telling us jokes and stuff, and I got his phone number, and he called me the other day just to tell me like what was going on. It's just stuff like that that just like changes your life, I guess. And actually, after I drove him home, I found a note on my car that was like, "Always be you, you're amazing," which was really crazy because my friends do that stuff, and then someone did that to me, and it definitely wasn't one of my friends. Just stuff like that, the universe really gives you gifts at times,
There's a lot of people that need to hear what you're doing and hear from you all. Kids younger than you, adults, kids your age. A lot of people need to hear from you. The government, A lot of people. Right. And where is Cody? Is he still here too?
Yeah, my boys are right here. They're just being real patient with me.
Are they ready?
They're ready.
All right. Are you ready?
I guess so.
All right. So what are you going to play?
Well, originally I was thinking about going with the stereotypical drinking open mic night Neil Diamond cover that I do. But then Cody brought up a song I played for the Beautiful Project, so figure why not. This song was written 1977. It was I'm not gonna lie, it's a punk song, but it was like the rebellion song of the 70s if you were into punk music, because it's about being different basically. And the chorus of the song is, I've got my devil machine, I got my electronic dream. And he's talking about his stereo. He's just talking about, like, he feels so unaccepted by society, but it's okay because he has music. And I really feel like that's a beautiful thing, because one thing I try to tell people, like, when they're feeling down, is find something to listen to. And they're like, that's not the answer to everything. It's like, it might not be the answer to everything, but it might be a answer. I mean, if there's it might be something on a relatable stance that you can make it feel better, even if it's just for a minute.
Well, music gets to our heart and soul.
Yeah,
indeed.
So it's a universal language.
No, it's one thing. Like it's a mental connection like no other.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how to describe it.
Right.
But,
So
yeah.
is Cody going to play with you? Is he singing with you? Where is he? We don't want to lose Cody.
If you
I'll
want,
sing with you.
If you want to sing with me, go for it, dude. This is completely
Are you
unscripted.
ready?
So, yeah, this is Sonic Reducer by the Dead Boys. I'll do it once and we'll go. I don't need anyone, don't need no mom and dad, don't need no pretty face, don't need no human race. I've got some news for you, don't even need you to. I've got my devil machine, got my electronic dream. I'm a sonic producer, I ain't no loser. I'm a sonic producer, I ain't no loser. People out on the streets, they don't know who I am. I watch them from my room, they all just pass me by. But I'm not just anyone, so I'm not just anyone. I've got my devil machine, got my electronic dream. I'm a sonic producer, ain't no loser. I'm a sonic producer, I ain't no loser. Ow! No solo.
Yay! That's great.
We'll front some constant too. Things will be different then. The sun will rise from here, and I'll be 10 feet tall, and you'll be nothing at all. I've got my devil machine, got my electronic dream. I'm a sonic producer, ain't no loser. I'm a sonic producer, I ain't no loser. I'm a sonic producer, I ain't no loser. I'm a sonic producer, sonic producer, sonic producer. There you go.
Fantastic. So I want to see, Cody. So what's your art?
I'm a musician.
So you play the guitar, you sing, what?
Yeah, I do both. I play guitar and I sing, and I'm one of the lead gardeners for the collective.
Yes.
Oh, really? Now, was gardening always your thing, or it just started being your thing?
I don't know. I just kind of started doing it because it was something to do. It's kind of how I take things day by
Honest
day.
answer.
Yeah.
Like, wake up in the morning, this is what I want to do today.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Well, it would be great if we all could kind of do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But not.
Farm food, do stuff.
Say that again?
Food, do stuff.
Yeah, and do stuff that's meaningful.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I think more people would want to get up in the morning if they were doing something that was meaningful, and they could get paid for it too, or get some, recognition. I mean, it would make the world a much better place. You know, what I noticed from you all is the support you give each other. How relevant is that with this group? And like when somebody comes to your group and they're feeling just awful and they want to join, what it appears to me that as soon as somebody just gets into your energy, you kind of suck them in and they're just like joyful and they feel connected and they feel like they matter, like quickly. It doesn't take long, does it?
I don't know. I mean, that's what I hear. That's what I feel. I mean, we're really big on communication, talking. That's how we're going to achieve anything. You know, that's how we're going to achieve anything is through communication. So when we all get together, we always air grievances or, you know, what's bothering us, what's bringing us down and whatnot. And I mean, all of us have been through
hell.
Yeah, a plethora of different things. So it's you know, there's people there to offer you support and whatnot. And plus, I mean, we're all friends, so we're in communication, and we're always checking in on each other and whatnot. You know.
So tell me something. I mean, there's so many things that you say that I want to address because you're all full of so much wisdom, and there's so much that you say that I want to say something about. So I want to go to what you've been through, but I also want to go to well, I guess let's go to what you've been through because let me stop for a second. How do you know to do this? How do you know to talk? How did you know that what you're doing? How did you know that these were the things that were going to make a difference and that obviously are missing? Like airing grievances. People run away from conflict all day long. They run away from it so much that it's what builds up all these walls and anger and animosity. So how did you know to do all of this? Who told you? Who taught you? Who's your mentors? What?
I mean, for me, my mom's always been a mentor to me because she's always been studying like religious philosophy and stuff. I mean, she's read everything, the Quran, the Vedas, Christian science books, you know, you name it, she's read it. So she's always been, you know, trying to expand my mind and whatnot.
Okay. Okay.
And then, I mean, what really turned me on to everything, I mean, apparently I was a really spiritual little kid, but then I kind of...
bet you were. You must have helped your mother get started, I think. You challenged your mother to read the Quran.
Oh, yeah, right.
I bet.
But I was a real spiritual little kid, and then I guess, like, I lost it, so to speak. And then I was really depressed for a long time, like 3 years. And then I watched the movie The Secret, and that really got the ball rolling. And then ever since that, it's been like exponentially.
Okay.
Because I'm really curious, you know, like ever since I was a kid, I was always trying to figure things out with my mind, you know, always asking questions, and that's how you get answers.
Right.
So, and you know, and we strongly believe in ask and you shall receive. So if you're asking questions, you're going to get answers. And
right.
You know,
I have a quote, and I can't tell you what it is offhand, but it's about approaching things with a beginner's mind, because the expert's cup's already full.
I love that.
You know, and the beginner's mind's all ready to, you know, it's the curiosity of things.
Exactly. No expectations, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what about you, Ben? What about you? How did you get to be so smart and wise?
Oh, no, that's a little too kind. Thank you. I'll take wise, but
it's my words. Please, don't take my words away from me.
I'm sorry.
I know smart and wise when I see smart and wise.
All right, right on. I'm trying to think. I mean, how I got this mindset kind of was, and I was picked on a lot as a kid, and it was kind of, I don't know how to say this, but like, you know, when you have no friends and you realize you're not that different from everyone else, you're like, why doesn't, it just never made sense. It was like, I go home and eat the same food as you, I do this and that. It's like, because I dress differently and because I listen to different music, it's like, I was an alien. And I mean, honestly, I didn't really have friends until high school, I guess you would say. And even then it was kind of scarce. And then in the end I ended up having like too many friends, dare I say. But it's because I guess everyone caught on with the whole, he really doesn't care what we think anymore, does he? But, I mean, I guess that's kind of what it was, because I see all these individuals that are, they don't fit in. They're the square pegs to the round circle, and I want to reach out to them and be like, hey, man, keep doing what you're doing. I mean, like, even, like, I talk to some of these people, and they're like, this person said this, and I'm like, if you're upsetting someone, if you're ruffling their feathers because of the way you express yourself, then you're doing something right, and keep doing it. Do it more, actually.
That's right, you're pushing a button.
What was that?
You push a button.
Yeah, I mean, because, it's like, people used to give me crap for having purple hair, and it was like, I was called like a fag and thrown into the lockers. It's like, purple's my favorite color, like, I really didn't think that was a problem, but apparently it was. It wasn't cool that I had purple hair, and it was, it was just like, well, I pissed that guy off having purple hair. I must be doing something right because
he probably wanted that purple hair too, but didn't have the guts, to
he was on the football team. He couldn't have purple hair. It would have affected his manhood apparently.
Well, after today's news, I don't think it matters.
Today's news?
Yeah, because I think a big NBA basketball player just came out of the closet.
Oh, right on! I didn't even know about that.
And President Obama contacted him, and all these people are telling how great it is, and he just came out of the closet. He didn't want to hold it anymore.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
it wasn't that often, was it?
Jason Collins.
Okay.
So I think it's great.
It was Rodman.
I mean, we need to. You don't know that much about me, but I really am into people's stories because I really feel like the more we share to each other, I mean, the closer we get to each other, the less fear there is. I mean, that's where the connection is.
Right, exactly.
That and learning from people.
Yeah,
I mean, because
definitely.
Swapping experiences and learning from each other. It's a wonderful thing.
It's a beautiful thing. Now, Cody, you have a radio voice, don't you?
What does that mean?
Oh, it means like in the old days when I was a little girl, you heard somebody's voice like you've got, and I would think, wow, they must have been on the radio. You have this like beautiful, deep voice. So tell me about you. How did you know this was where you wanted to be? How did you know?
I just got sick and tired of being told that this is how things are, this is what you need to do, this is how you need to be. And I was sick of it.
Me too.
So,
I'm sick of it too.
I just decided that I'm going to do whatever I want, and that's been working out pretty good. I used to have a lot of insecurities and stuff, have a lot of problems doing things in public, like public speaking was a huge problem. I had a really bad problem talking to new people, meeting new people, and then I just stopped caring what they thought about me.
And what happened when you stopped caring?
Things got easier. Once you stop caring what other people think, it's like there's a huge weight off your chest. All these social interactions are no longer toils. They're just you just go there and talk to people.
Right. We spend so much time hiding.
Yeah.
And for what? The world needs exactly what you have. That's the irony. The world needs exactly what you have. You can't say it loud enough, strong enough, colorful enough. Look, if the schools look at you and they say, wow, they're the bridge. Do you understand? You're the bridge to from one world to another world.
I mean, we're definitely a part of it, but the thing is there's people who are just like us all over the world who are doing the same exact thing. I mean, we're just starting in our community, and we want to reach out. We want to branch out to everyone. We literally want to shift the paradigm, the entire human experience as we know it. and evolve essentially into something greater, you know.
So we have a question from Larry on the chat, so I want to get
Larry
to
the
him.
Brave?
Larry the Brave, yep.
Yes, hi, Larry.
Hi, Larry. Everybody's saying hi, Larry. So Larry wants to know, number one, his talent's unusual, which talent can be unusual. And some venues, he can't do what he does in some venues. And others are okay, but he'd like to get accepted into the collective.
What was that last part there? I'm sorry.
He wants to get accepted into the collective. What are the basic requirements to join?
Meet and greet on Sunday. I mean, that's he's played at our open mic nights and he's talked to us, but he performed for us, which was awesome. Yeah, I mean, come to the meet and greet, meet people, say hi. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
The Sunday he was there, also, none of the real, like, what we could call it, like, leaders.
I mean, I wasn't there.
No, you weren't
I
there,
know
Mike wasn't there, and Becca wasn't there, and Jeremy was just in the corner puking because he was so sick.
Oh, yeah, Jeremy. And Jeremy was really sick. So I guess it was like an off night. But if you really want to have a full collective experience, you're going to totally come to the meet and greet. I mean, that's the best it's going to get, you know?
I gotta say, Larry's performance, one of them, like, not to give it away, but this guy had me stand on him while he recited the alphabet backwards, and I weighed 230 pounds. He had me stand on his stomach, and he was just like, I'm gonna recite the alphabet backwards now. I was like, I'm gonna kill this guy.
Okay, so meet and greet. When's the meet and greet for him to come to?
This Sunday,
May 5th, Field of Dreams. It's
Independence, New Jersey.
It's basically Route 46, and you turn off the Cemetery Road. It's right on Cemetery Road. It's really easy. Any easier, you'd be at home.
So Larry, I hope you heard that. Field of Dreams, and Larry is also a Rubik's Cube expert. So we're excited about Larry's talent, and I think the more people that share their talent, that's another way that the world's going to get healed. Where did he go? Cody.
Where?
We don't want to lose Cody. We're becoming a fifthsome here. The three of you, me and Amnon. I don't want to lose anybody. So how quickly can you do what you do and help heal the world? How quickly? I mean, you've been together a year, right? Am I right? And you've done remarkable. I mean, it's amazing what happens when people feel connected and loved and appreciated and, welcomed and all of those things. How quickly? Did this work quickly enough?
Yeah, I'm pretty shocked by how fast it's working.
I mean, I'm kind of like a perfectionist with this. I just want to keep going, and just nonstop. So, I mean, it's great, like how much progress we've been making, but I am going to create more and more and more. I want to get out there in the streets more and more and more, be more of a presence in Hackettstown, more of a presence just in the world, essentially, And I know that I feel that I'm larger than life, and anyone can be larger than life, and everyone is, but I just feel that we can make it.
Well, Thomas wants to know what your future plans are. Like, you did what you've done for the last year, which is extraordinary, and I will tell you something. Good energy is far more powerful than negative energy.
Heck yeah.
We just have to sustain it. That's what happens. People get positive and then they back off. People get positive, and that's why the negative seems to penetrate the positive. But if you will stay out there on the street, go as you are, come as you are to the party, bring more and more people, it will grow fast. So what is for the next year, what kinds of things will you be doing that maybe you haven't done? And what is your plan for the 2 years down the road and 3 years down the road? I mean, do you have a plan?
Most certainly. I mean, within the year, we're definitely going to become a very huge presence within our own town. We're going to be painting murals because we get in contact with local business owners. We want to support the community, support local business. So we're going to be out there on Main Street playing music, doing more soul stories, cleaning up, creating art. Also, we're very huge on the self-sustainability stuff. We are doing vegetable gardens, which we're going to be giving away excess produce for free and whatnot. And then we can teach people about gardening and stuff. And also, we have flower beds and whatnot. So it's definitely interactive stuff you can get together with, you know.
Okay, so those are the things you're going to do. You've got specific things. That's great.
Yeah,
And then Ben, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I mean, it's kind of like this year, Hackett Sound, next year, Northern New Jersey, year after that, the world.
Okay.
We're just going to leave. We're just going to go from Northern New Jersey to, like, the rest of the world.
Yeah, you know, 100th Monkey, right?
Yes, I believe that totally. No, I really do believe that. And do you know the book, The Flow, Flow, written by a scientist? You need to go check it out. It is exactly about the 100th Monkey. It's about when you start something somewhere, how quickly it can go, like, to China. I mean, you see it with, like, fashion, don't you? You see it with jewelry. You see it with things. Like, all of a sudden, somebody's made something in their backyard, and then it becomes popular, and all of a sudden it's in China. Go read this book. It's the guy's name is, like, huge. But it's the book is brilliant, and it's exactly about what you're talking about this flow, and that it just goes, it morphs.
Right on.
I mean, for the group, I mean, just today, I was working with my buddy Michael, and I just thought of this lyric out of my head, and I said out loud, "It's like you've seen a ghost." And then my buddy Mike's like, "I was literally just thinking that." And I was like, "Were you thinking it because I was thinking it, or vice versa?" And but we always say collective consciousness, and we've done it to such a degree that, like, you know, it's like, "Oh, I was just thinking that." And like, yeah, I know. That's why I said it, you know.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
You would think, you know?
Yes, and I mean, honestly, when I look at the three of you, it's almost like I'm hearing ghosts. Seriously, because to hear the three of you, and you are a very good representation of, I'm sure, of the rest of you, but to hear the three of you talk, I feel like there's hope. So I honor you, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and my heart is what guides me a lot. I thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, my God. I mean, I want to have you next week and the week after and the week after and the week after and the week after.
Whenever you want us to just, you know, even if you just want us to pop in for 5 minutes, let us know.
I'm happy for pop-ins. Cody.
Yes.
There's more I want to hear from you, Cody. I don't know what it is, though, but I think you've got some, you know, you're quieter than the other two, and maybe I'm wrong, but you're quieter, but you're like taking in stuff, and there's something you have to do, Cody. What is it? Quiet waters run deep. That's what Amnon just said. I was thinking that. No, Cody, what is it? What do you want to do in the world? What's your, like, mission for yourself? Your movement. What's your movement? Your personal movement. What is it?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Well, Cody, you know what you want to do.
What is it? You know, Cody, you know what my movement is? I have a personal movement that's behind everything I do, and it's about re-enchanting the planet. That the planet is already enchanted,
Right.
but we've put some yuck here, and it wouldn't take much. It takes people like you, a whole group like you, to just remove the yuck, because it's already here. The planet's already has everything we possibly want.
Yeah, we're in Eden.
Say that again?
We are in Eden.
Yes, we are. It is exactly a Garden of Eden already. We've just created this spell, and all we have to do is break the spell with goodness like what you've got going on. And I have this poem on my website, and one of the lines which I wrote down I wanted to mention to you is, "We are midwifing at our own rebirth."
I like that.
Yeah. That's wild. And
It
most
is.
certainly.
I mean, think about it. We're midwifing at our own rebirth, and it's up to us to re-enchant this planet. It's our responsibility. It's nobody else's. Well, if nobody else can do it, we're the ones. I mean, it's our yuck, and we get to break the spell. And you fellas are fabulous.
Thank you so
thank
much.
you.
Yeah, you've delighted me.
Oh,
Feelings mutual.
yeah.
Thank you. Any questions for me? Any questions or anything you want to share? You want tell us about your website? Tell us about donating money. Tell us how we can help you grow into the world.
No, well, that's how we pretty much have funded ourselves, is all through donations. There is a donation button on our website. Any little bit helps, and it goes directly right back into the community. Doing projects, trying to enrich people's lives and whatnot, empower the individual, and it just goes to the community, and that's the thing. That's what we're really trying to do, because it seems like the world's a big place, but really a lot of it is in your community. A lot of people from far away are trying to tell you how to live your life and whatnot, but if you have got a strong community, that's all you really need. Become self-sustainable, and that's really freedom.
Sure, it is, and that's what my whole everything I do is about freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's all about freedom. Ben, what about you? What do you? Any final words, questions, statements?
Statements. They're on the spot. I love lamp.
Say that again.
I said I love lamp, but
you love lamb? Lamb?
Lamp. It's something. No,
that's okay. I like it too.
I like lamp. No, I mean, if you want to get involved, please get involved. We could use more people. I mean, we could use more friends. I'll just put it to you that way. Like, this isn't like we need more members and we need more workers. We need more friends.
Well, I like what you're doing. I like what you're doing a lot. I didn't totally understand it, but I like what you're doing a lot because you're doing exactly what I want somebody to do. Does that make sense?
No, because all of us are just friends we haven't met yet. You know what I mean? Like, everyone has an opportunity to be your friend. Will you let them be your friend, or will you just make them a stranger?
Well, just like you said before about, getting involved in your community, look how we can get involved with each other. Look how each of us on this planet, and I believe this for anybody, how all we have to do is to just, through our stories, through listening to each other, find that space of listening, we can heal the world. There's no question in my mind. And listening is deep. It's not just with your ears. It's listening to everything.
And feeling it with your heart.
Absolutely. Cody. I see you, Cody.
Yes.
You're here, bud.
So, any final words of wisdom from you, Cody?
Be the change you want to see. Plant the seeds of your life.
That's perfect. Absolutely. Be the change. Absolutely. I want to just ask you one more question. Larry just said, what time is the meet and greet?
1 to 5, I believe.
1 to 5. Okay, so we're going to stay in touch because I have some, I just love what you're doing, and you're doing what people talk about doing. And the thing is, you're doing it well, and if you keep feeding each other with love, you won't stop.
Exactly.
And you have to do that. You have to let new people in because you're going to need that new energy.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do it. You can't fix every garden and paint every mural. You're going to have to grow so that you can inspire other people to help inspire you.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's exactly what we want. I mean, it's great to work as a group, and the thing is all of us hate being told what to do, and we hate authority. It's very difficult for all of us to live with.
Hate is such a strong word.
I know. Well,
such a perfect word. It's an area.
But we don't really. None of us really enjoy being told what to do. So what we try to do is create an adhocracy, you know, if there is, we believe that if something isn't done, it's because you haven't done it yet.
Right.
And so, like, let's say, you know, we had the Sunday or the Saturday morning cleanup thing. Whoever proposed that idea would be the one who would be in charge to get that ball rolling, essentially, you know?
Well, I also, I mean, I believe that a leader only leads when they're leading leaders.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
It does,
No,
doesn't it?
we're all our own gods.
Honestly, there aren't that many people that understand me either. So I feel very well and very at home with the three of you.
Yeah, I feel like I know you already. And it's
You do know me, because I couldn't say these things if I didn't say them all the time. But the thing is, it's not that I don't think it's that you hate authority. I think if you had, it's not if somebody was talking to you the way they should talk to you, and asking you to do stuff, and that maybe they were an authoritative figure, I think you'd listen. I think it's when people talk to you in a way that is demeaning and isn't making sense. It's frustrating.
Yeah, when people try to control my morals, you know what I mean? That's not fun. But I mean, at my job, since my boss is, you know, a master at his craft, it's a lot easier to do something that he tells me to do. And also, if I wanted, like, some help from these guys, instead of being like, yo, do this for me, I'd be like, can you do me a favor and help me out?
Right.
You know?
Right. There's ways of saying it. And that, I mean, honestly, I work with a lot of people, and I probably have more volunteers working with me than anybody than I could have ever imagined. And it's because of the way I'm grateful and I'm appreciative and I'm kind and I'm thankful, and, you know, for every little bit, I'm thankful. You know,
Exactly.
and I think that, you know, if everybody takes a little bit, just a little bit, you don't have to take a chunk, just a little bit, it'll make everything much better. So anyway, this group, everybody, is to live for, is really to live for. And
I'm Mrs. LeBady, by the way, because that's who Christine is, I'm pretty sure.
Say that again?
I think Christine is my friend's mom, so hi, Mrs. LeBady.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Are all your moms listening? You should. Okay, so
our adoptive moms are. Our actual, I don't know where my actual mom is.
We've got a whole bunch of moms.
Yeah, we have a
Well,
it's the collective family. It's like his mom's my mom, and my mom's his mom, and vice versa.
And listen, as it should be.
Yeah,
So listen, you boys, now you got a new mom here, and I don't know about those moms, but this mom, whoa, move over.
I'll invite you to my wedding if I ever get married.
I'll come. I love a good party.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for being here. Carrie, thank you. And I want these boys back, and I got some other things I want to think about with them, too, because I got some work I got to do, and I think these boys are going to do it with me. So anyway, I love you. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. This has been a joyful evening, as I knew it would be. Thank you, Amnon. And thank you all so much. We'll be in touch.
Peace and love.
Peace and love for sure.
Yeah. You are the universe.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. Our weekly lineup of call-in programs includes Computers 2K Now with Amnon Nissan, Sundays 9 a.m. till noon. Carrie's Psychic Cafe with Carrie Silkowski, Sundays 8 till 9 p.m. Health In with Debbie Bruck, Mondays 11 a.m. till noon. Breaking Free with Marilyn Shannon, Mondays 8 till 9 p.m. One Chic Mama with Mary Michelle, Wednesdays 4 till 5 p.m. Reawaken Your Brilliance with Julie Seibert, Wednesdays 9 till 10 p.m. And if you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it at www.nissancommunications.com. Sponsored by thatvidblasterguy.com, carolinaapparel.com, and deltaforce.net.